What's up, y'all? It's your boy Beasley. Hope you all are staying positive and cool out there. I'm coming at you guys today with a Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 5, Episode 12, Fully Charged. Now, I will say this episode was very, very boring to me. I almost didn't even do this review because I felt like this episode, it didn't really move the plot along, and on top of that, it didn't really get good until like towards the end of the episode for me. But let's go ahead and get into it. So we start this episode, we see Wendy and her husband Eddie talking about who they're going to invite to their baby Cameron sippancy. And they also go into the backstory a little bit by, they're kind of hesitant to invite Eddie's parents because they just disowned him because he decided to go ahead and marry Wendy because both of their moms were beefing at the time. And I don't understand the full reason for the beef. It's because, as Wendy stated, that her mom is high standing in the Nigerian community, and on top of that, like, it's like them two, honestly, y'all, I love Nigerians, I love black people of all nationalities. Of course, I am black, I'm pro-black, but I just don't understand the Nigerian culture. Like, even I have Nigerian friends, and I'm gonna have to have them explain this to me, but why is it hard for a grandparent to put their differences with their in-laws aside so that they can see their grandchildren? Like, it just does not make sense to me, and it really frustrated me this episode to see just how petty Eddie's parents are. So we go on, we see Ashley and her troll, they go on down to couples counseling, and when they were in counseling, y'all, it just felt like Michael was making a bunch of excuses, and he was kind of low-key placing the blame on Ashley. And then he goes into the fact that his father they had a good relationship until he started drinking, and he would be verbally abusive to him. And then that's somewhat keeping him from really connecting with his new baby with Ashley. And then on top of that, in my opinion, it mainly boils down to sex. Like, he's not able to sleep with Ashley because the baby is the main focus. I mean, as it should be. And it just goes back to the fact, y'all, that, like, Ashley and Michael, initially, their relationship when they got together, it was supposed to be surface level. Like, it was supposed to be, like, Ashley was supposed to be, like, the fun young girl for him. Like, but Ashley, who is a super finesser, in my opinion, she ended up getting the bag and getting a ring out of Michael. And also, sidebar, y'all, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm low-key starting to like Ashley. Never in a million years would I have ever thought that I would start to like Ashley Darby because I think she is just an annoying peon. But she out of the group is starting to make the most sense. She's able to dance her way out of certain situations. Like, the thing I like and respect about Ashley is that she can stand in the heat. And she can air all her business, and it's like her business is put out on Front Street, and then it's just like, okay, now what you gotta say? Like, I actually respect that in Ashley. Like, she can stand in the fire. So we see Mr. Zatarans and Karen putting out Halloween decorations, and they decide to go for a walk. And y'all, I'm not gonna go blow by blow, but it's really like, this storyline is sold for me. Like, I genuinely believe that there are marital issues between Ray and Karen, mainly on Ray's part. Like, I respect him for being honest, but at the same time, Ray, where were these marital issues when you needed help with your taxes? Like, where were all these complaints about Karen letting her newfound fame and success get to her head when you needed her financial help? Like, it was all good and dandy when she was cashing checks in order to pay off your debt. But now that she's actually found her power and you are starting to see that she doesn't really need you anymore, now you're having some pushback about her being a successful businesswoman and really finding her own. Like, really, he, from what I remember, was the breadwinner of the whole entire relationship. Like, you should be able to put your male ego to the side. A lot of men can't, come to think of it. But you should be able to put your ego to the side and let Karen carry some of the burden now. Like, you carried her throughout y'all's entire relationship. Now she is willing and ready to work and do that and support the both of you. And now all of a sudden you have an issue because she's not the Susie Maker stay-at-home housewife anymore. Like Ray has a good thing going with her, but it's just like he's just self-sabotaging it. But like I said earlier, I appreciate him being honest and not really letting this relationship fall to the wayside in silence. But at the same time, Ray, like you have a good thing in Karen, and she's willing to even put in more work than you are. So you need to appreciate what you have. Like I don't understand, Mr. Ray, but at the same time, you can't force love. So it's like 50-50 on that. I hope they make it, but I'm really starting to think by next season them two are going to be headed for divorce if they don't tighten up. Alrighty, so we go on and we see Candace. She's on the way to press charges against Monique, and she's talking to her mom. And y'all, I'm sick of this fight. Like, I understand it was a pivotal moment for the season, but at the same time, like, I may sound a little old school, but what happened to the days where you got your ass beat and you took that L in stride? Like, these days, I guess everybody's just hurting for money or something, but everybody just wants to be in litigation, even though that causes more money on both parties. But it's just like, Candace, the fight to me wasn't that deep. Granted, I'm still on Candace's side more so, even though both of them had a part to play in the fight. Monique was just more wrong. But Candace, this fight did not traumatize you to the magnitude that you were playing on in the cameras. Like, I'm sick of hearing about this. I feel like this is going to be dragged out the entire season. That's what the Housewives are good at doing these days. They take one issue and drag it out throughout the entire season because majority of the cast doesn't have a storyline going for themselves. So I'm really hoping in the next 2 episodes, like, it's a wrap on this, but I highly doubt it. So we then see Robin and her badass kids. She is getting orders done for her new hat business. I think it was called Embellished or Embezzled, or yeah, it was Embellished. And I will say, even though it's like a little small business, I actually did like the hats that she had on display. Now, I don't wear hats, but that snakeskin hat that she had was really, really cute. I definitely would have bought that. But I like to see Robin doing her own thing. Like, Robin to me is on the show because she represents the lower middle class, average day working woman. And Robin, I like her when she's not kissing Giselle's ass. But she reiterates the fact that that the tax issues made her focus like full force on her business. So basically, in my opinion, like the whole entire income that she's getting off of this business is going to go towards paying off of them tax debt. So we then see Candace. She meets up with her gay BFF from college. And they talk about the fight once again, and she is just traumatized because she has been bullied on social media. And she's also traumatized, and she writes on a post-it note every morning saying, I'm okay. And I'm just like, girl, the theatrics. Like, again, it was not that deep to me. And then she's also mad at the fact that Karen isn't picking a side. But I'm like, she's friends with both of y'all. Like, at the end of the day, Karen is a grown-ass woman. Like, she can decide who she wants to be. Like, she's both of y'all's friend. Like, you can't... I think it's just very selfish for Candace to expect Karen to pick a side. Even though Karen, how messy it is, because in the last episode, she did admit that she told Candace that she should file charges. But you can't be mad at Karen, who is damn near 50, probably 50 plus, not wanting to pick a side in this petty-ass beef you and Monique have. So we then see Wendy again. Her and her husband are going to view the venue for the Sip and See for Cameron. And they're still very hesitant in inviting Eddie's parents. But he goes ahead and he sends a text message. And with a glimmer of hope that them two are going to show up. And we're going to find out later that that did not happen. And then we go see Ashley and her baby. They go to visit her uncle. And then her mom shows up in this tattered ass wig and this eye patch. And I'm just like I've said before, like, y'all gotta get these moms together. Like, usually for the most part, the moms come on camera looking on point because, you know, the daughters get them together. But the Potomac girls, y'all just don't care about... Maybe the moms up there are set in their ways or something, but y'all don't really... I see that they don't really have any input on how their mom should dress or how she should be styled whenever she steps on the scene. My mom would never. But her and her uncle talk about the whole entire situation with her and Michael cheating on her, and it's plain as day that the uncle does not like her. I mean, he doesn't like Michael. And it's plain as day is he probably looks at them two like, okay, like he is Ashley's father figure, correct? So he was probably looking at this relationship like, okay, this isn't going to last long. It's not serious. And then over time, oh, she's getting married. Oh, she's having a baby. And even today, oh, she's having another baby. And he's starting to see like Michael is with Ashley for the long run, but he doesn't take this relationship seriously at all. Since Michael is the breadwinner, he feels like he could just go out and mess around with anybody and whoever he wants, and Ashley's just going to sit there and take it lightly. But Ashley reiterates the fact that if Michael does mess up again, she is going to exit her marriage. And I actually do believe her because especially now that she has a second child, like she's going to get a good coin if them two divorce. And I personally think they will divorce at some point in the future. If they make it, I will be highly surprised. So we then go on down to the sip and see. I mean, on the way there, Wendy finds out that Candace actually went ahead and pressed charges on Monique, and she's very shocked. And she even asks Eddie, like, can Monique go to jail? And Eddie's like, yeah, because, you know, Eddie's a lawyer. Like, he knows these charges off the back of his hand. So we arrive at the sip and see. We see Robin. She looked really cute. She showed up. If you guys watched the Beverly Hills Housewives this past season, Erica Jane and Lisa Rinna wore that same exact outfit in one scene, and they were clowning each other. And now we see Robin wearing that same exact outfit. It's a cute outfit, but it must have been on sale at Saks or something for everybody to just be wearing that. And she probably really thought she was doing something too, but it's sad at the fact that the one time Robin looks good, she wasn't even the first person to wear that outfit. So Robin is the first person there, and this is the first time she's actually on time, and like everybody is just like, there's just nobody to be found. And I relate to Robin with this because Nigerians, now I love y'all to death, but y'all are the epitome of CPT. Like, Nigeria is the motherland of CPT. I worked on the board at African Fashion Week in Houston, and also I have Nigerian friends. Even my friend Sunshine last year, she had this birthday party, and she told her guests to arrive at 10. I got there at 10:30. I was rushing. I had to get home. I think I had got off, like, I came from somewhere, and I, like, rushed home. Like, I had to, like, hop in the shower and get dressed. I looked a mess. I arrived at 10:30. Only me and 4 other people were there. Sunshine, the birthday girl, got there at 12 a.m. and then her sister and cousins got there at 1:30. And that's when the party really kicked off and started. And I'm just like, Like, I ended up leaving around like 2:30, like, I think it was like 2:30. But regardless, like, Nigerians, like, don't ever go to a Nigerian event on time because they start 2 hours after the time they stayed. And even Wendy, like, when Wendy arrived, Robin tried to confront her, and Wendy was like, girl, I'm Nigerian. Like, why would you show up on time? So we see everybody else arrive. Giselle and Robin, everybody, all the girls sit down and they discuss the fight. And, you know, you see Giselle hate her ass, reveling in the fact that Monique got charges pressed against her. And Karen, she just wants no parts of it, and she gets up and leaves. And sidebar, when Karen got up, y'all, her shape is on point. Like, she looked great from the back. Mr. Ray, you better tighten up and realize what the F you have, because Karen still got it going on. But I like the fact that Giselle is just so hell-bent on just reveling in anything that negative that happens with Monique. Like, that jealousy, Giselle will forever be the green-eyed monster. Moving on along, the ceremony starts and we see Wendy invite up all the women that she wants to Cameron to have an influence from. Like, she wants Cameron to be like her mother, and I think she also called up her sister and a few other women as well. So they sit down and once again they discuss Candace applying the charges once Candace arrives. And they talk about the fight again, and then Ashley interjects and says that both parties started the fight. Now, Ashley didn't see what happened, but she says, like, I heard both of y'all arguing. Now, granted, Ashley, you weren't there, you weren't able to see it, but what Ashley said to Candace was not wrong at all. And Candace immediately took offense to it, And then she goes in on Ashley, like, is Monique paying you too? Like, is Monique, are you on Monique's payroll? Kind of alluding to the fact that, like, Monique allegedly was paying bloggers to basically get her side of the story out to the blogs first, which I'm kind of 50-50 on believing. But Ashley then says, like, I'm married to a millionaire. Like, why would I need Monique to pay me? And then Candace says, not for long. And then Chris, like, shushes her mouth. You know, like, it's a good thing Chris was there, because I'm like, the both of y'all aren't about to, like, fight at the baby shower, are y'all? Because, honestly, what she said to Ashley kind of worried to Ashley to go in on her ass. But they end up reconciling a little bit because they have everybody calming each other down. And then Karen interjects, and she says that she's just observing the situation, but she basically refuses to pick sides. And Candace is annoyed, and she voices, like you said you were going to talk to Monique. Like, you talked to her, but you shouldn't have to coach Monique into being remorseful. Like, Monique should not be coached into giving an apology to me. And then Robin then interjects and asks Karen if her opinion has changed in regards to Monique and Candace. And Karen says yes, but she's not going to reveal her opinion because, like, she, once again, is not going to pick sides. And then that argument ends, and then the party ends, and Wendy is going over to console her husband because his petty-ass parents decided not to show up to the whole entire sip and see, which I think is just absolutely depressing. Like, Nigerians, I want you guys to get into the comments and explain to me y'all's culture. Like, what little things happen for your parents to just disown you? Like, I understand America's a melting pot and people have different cultures and different standards and how they want to move, but I just could never know that I have 3 grandchildren out there and not see them just because I don't like my son's wife's mom. Like, that is just the dumbest. That is just so stupid to me, y'all. Like, I'm sorry, and I apologize if I offend any Nigerians that are watching me, but I need y'all to explain to me, like, what it is with your culture and what causes you to be disowned by your own parents. But that's pretty much the whole entire episode. It was very boring. I give it about a 5.5 out of 10. Next week looks like it's going to be a little bit better. So those are my views. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to come at you guys with some more content. Hopefully I can find something else to talk about. Like, I feel like everything has just been dry since, like, the election. Like, everybody's just waiting to see how this election is going to turn out, and I just don't. Like, none of these stories are moving me to talk about, but those are my views. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm going to come at you guys with some more content. Take care.